Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. So, like I said, I'm going to be making the most out of the holiday season by celebrating as much as I can with Rusty. And for this video, I am getting things started with cooking the holiday turkey that I got. It's 13 and a half pounds of turkey. And what I'm going to do is get things started by soaking it in a brine for a few hours. I'm not sure how long. I may try and see if I can do it for 24 hours. And then this time tomorrow night, today's Tuesday night, so this time tomorrow, Wednesday, I will put the turkey in the oven to start cooking before I go to bed. So it's ready for Thursday. So the first step is brining it. And I've done this, I think, once before, but I have this big tub that I've filled with water. And then I'm going to add a half a cup of sugar, a half a cup of salt, and some fruit and herbs. So there's lemons and some mandarin oranges, and these are more of the herbs, the bay leaf, rosemary, lemon thyme, and regular thyme that I got from the Burbank Farmers Market. So I washed everything. The herbs I just kind of lightly rinsed because they're supposed to be organic from a local farm. I washed the turkey ahead of time just so I can kind of save some time on this, and rinsed it with some vinegar. So I'm just going to get started, and I'm going to start by adding the turkey into the water. I wasn't sure how much the turkey would displace the water, so I filled it up kind of halfway so that it, hopefully didn't overflow, and it didn't. Took out the turkey neck and I guess the giblets or giblets, whatever they're called. And I will use that probably to make a gravy or something with later. So now I got this in the turkey in cold water. And I poured out the sugar. I don't want to use a whole lot of sugar, but you want to have the sweet and salty, I believe. That's what makes it a brine, if I understand correctly. So, but I don't want to use too much sugar or salt for that matter. But I figured a half a cup to kind of soak a 13 and a half pound turkey seemed reasonable. Okay, so poured those in there, so that kind of helps giving the turkey a lot more flavor. And I'm just gonna pour in the lemon that I just peeled off and kind of left like this to soak in the water with the turkey. And then adding in the bay leaves as well. So hopefully this will be giving it all a lot of flavor. And I'm hoping that the longer I leave it, the more flavor will be released. And I think I should be fine with kind of leaving it overnight and soaking it for about 12 to 24 hours. I'm going to give that a go. And now I'm adding the rosemary in it. I'm taking it off of the thicker stem. I don't like using this too much because I think it adds a bitter flavor to it when it's kind of more of a wood branch-like stem. I mean, if it's thin and really green, maybe, but I don't want to risk, making the meat have a bitter taste to it. So I'll just take the leaves off. More bay leaves. They come in a big bunch, the bay leaves, so I've never used this many, but I figured what the heck, I don't want it to go bad, and if it gives some extra flavor, hey, that's good. And I got the thyme and the lemon thyme. And I'm going to take a good portion off of those branches as well. But with these, if a few fall in, they're not quite as thick, so it's not bad, but I want to try and avoid it if possible. But at the same time, this will be drained off when I take the turkey out of it, so it's not like I'll be cooking with this stuff. It's just going to be soaking in it for a number of hours to get things going. And I know it may look like I'm going a little overboard with the thyme and the bay leaf and rosemary, but putting in the natural, fresh herbs really does give it a really great flavor if it's allowed to soak in. So I just want to make sure there's enough to really give it some flavor. That way, like these herbs are herbs that will be okay for Rusty to digest. So there won't be kind of anything that would upset his stomach. But it'll also save me by giving it flavor this way. I don't have to put like a lot of spices on it that might irritate Rusty on top of the turkey itself, because there'll be a lot of flavor from this being soaked into the meat and into the skin. Okay, I'm almost done. I know. Okay, yeah, so I just want to get as much in there as I could. Okay. So I got all this green on here. Okay, so I put the sugar, I put the salt, I put the fruit and the lemons and onions, as well as the herbs. And I believe that's it. So I'm going to put the lid on here. And okay, so I will leave this for at least overnight, and take it out at some point tomorrow, and then baste it some more and get it cooking overnight into Thursday. So I'm letting it brine right now, and I'll probably occasionally stir this up a bit. I'm not adding any garlic or onions to it because those aren't good for Rusty. So I'm really counting on the lemon and the orange and the rosemary and thyme to really be the focus of the flavors, as well as the sugar salt kind of flavoring as well. And if I think of something else, I will add it in. I'll let you know when I come back. So for now, this is step one, setting the turkey into a brine, B-R-I-N-E, and I'll let that soak, and hopefully a lot of the herbs and the citrus will get soaked into the skin and the flesh before it's cooked. Okay, so that's it for now. Talk to you later. Hey everyone. Okay, I am back So the turkey has been brining away, and now what I'm going to do is prepare uh, the turkey to go into the oven. So I'm going to start with, I had some beets. Since I'm trying to stay as close to keto friendly as possible, I'm going to chop up some beets to put along the side to roast the beets instead of potatoes. And I'm going to coat the turkey with some grass-fed butter and some of the same herbs that I used for the brine: rosemary, yellow thyme, regular thyme, and some bay leaf. So I'm going to chop these up, add them to the uh, cooking pan, and then cover the turkey and stick it in the oven. Okay, so I'm going to get going. So I'm going to take this off, and I'm just going to cut the beets into quarters just so they roast and don't uh, burn too much. And it's cool. I got this thing. My mother gave it to me a long time ago, but as you cut, it kind of gives a ridge to the vegetables, which I never knew before. So that's kind of cool and funky if you like kind of design aspects to your food. Okay. So I just keep chopping, and I don't have to put all this on tape. Okay, so I chopped up the beets, and the trick with making this turkey is that I usually have garlic and onions and just about everything that I'm doing, but because I'm making it something that I want to share with Rusty, I'm seeing how much I can avoid using, the garlic and onions and anything that would mess with Rusty's digestion. So, uh, so I'm not gonna put a whole lot of seasoning on the beets. I'm gonna put them along around the turkey and let the juices from the brining and the butter marinade that I'm going to put on top of it to kind of help flavor uh, the beets. So here I'm taking a stick, or a little more than a stick, add some extra um, grass-fed butter that I'm going to use, and I'm just trying to cream it in the bowl, which I had a few of the thyme sitting in the bowl. So that's already kind of mixed in a little bit. But I want to get it soft enough to be able to spread on to the turkey. So, but I don't want to melt it. Uh, but this is kind of me winging it. So maybe it'll be okay to butter it. But I figured I'd rather kind of put it on like this and let the herbs and stuff kind of all mingle together rather than kind of fall to the bottom. So as I do this a little bit, Okay, so I've done that. And like before, I washed everything ahead of time to just kind of save me some drama. So I'm just going to add in the leaves of some more thyme to it. And I probably won't use, well, I won't use all of these herbs in this base, in the butter mix. But I'll put some in here, spread it over, and then take the rest of it and either stuff it inside the turkey, or kind of like along top as well. But this year, like I said before, this is about just me having fun. Hopefully, this turns out uh, well and tastes good for both Rusty and I. But mainly, this is about just having fun and celebrating Thanksgiving. So, I don't know what you guys are making, but I don't know, there's something about uh, cooking a whole turkey it's like a cooking adventure. And because you never know how it's going to turn out. Uh, Hopefully, I let it sit in the brine. I don't know, I think it was more like 36 hours than 24. So hopefully everything is fine with that, but that's just how it goes because uh, I just wanted to do this and see how things turn out. Okay. And we're going to take some of the rosemary and I'm just going to kind of rip them with my fingers. I'm not going to do a whole lot of chopping, just enough to kind of let the oils out and mix in. All right, okay. So I think that's enough herbs for now. And I think the bay leaf, it's not like I'm going to mix it in with this, but I will stick this whole thing into the belly of the, well, I'll spread a little bit around, I guess, so it can flavor everything. So I'll mix that, so I'll be out with the beets, and the rest I'm going to stick into the cavity of the turkey to help with the aromatics, and I'm going to do the same with the rest of the rosemary, so it kind of gives it some extra flavor. Okay. So I'm going to mix this some more. So what you see, I'm just kind of mixing the herbs in with the butter. And unfortunately, I didn't realize that I don't have a brush to be able to put this on, so I'm gonna be going au natural, using my fingers and the fork to kind of cover the turkey. Okay, so I'm gonna come right back. I'm gonna move this out of the way, bring the turkey over, and start kind of filling things out. Okay? Okay, so I'm just gonna take these beets. Now I had to switch camera stands because my stabilizer ran out of charge. So it's a different kind of level, but you get to see the turkey a little bit more. So I'm gonna take these beets and kind of stick it around. And then, there we go. So I've kind of circled around, and I can roast the beets and the remaining beets I can roast, or I can end up blending and make a juice out of it. Okay, so got this going. So I'll take the butter and herbs and figure out how I'm going to do this. It's really just kind of slather it around and cover as much of it as I can with the butter. And I know that the grass-fed butter costs a bit more, which is why I always try and stock up and buy a few packs when they're on sale. So I got these at Sprouts for like $4 a pack, which is kind of two. Regular butter has 4 sticks, and grass-fed butter, I guess because it's more expensive, they only have 2. So I try and stock up on those. I got some from Sprouts, put them in the freezer, and save them for when I want to use the grass-fed butter. Because it gives a great flavor. That's what I was trying to get, the point I was trying to get to, is that it's worth it, to, if you have the money, to spend it on that grass-fed butter. Because one, it's healthier for you because it's grass-fed as opposed to kind of taken from cows that were corn-fed. So it's not quite as nutritious as the grass-fed is, just in terms of the vitamins that they have from eating the grass solely. And it just has a creamy, delicious taste to it. So I guess this is a little bit easier than I thought, but I got a lot of butter left, so I really want to lay it on there so that it can really add some extra flavor to the turkey, aside from the brining with the citrus. And so what I'm going to do is just put this thick coating of the herbed butter everywhere I can, and then I'll go and kind of sprinkle some more herbs on top of it, along with some cumin and coriander for some extra flavor. Because I did check that the dogs can have a bit of cumin and coriander, which won't upset them. So I'll just put a light sprinkling of it for flavor. And I've added cumin to the food that I make for Rusty, and he loves it. So can't go wrong with cumin. Okay. Now, I'm using all of this butter. I'm not going to save it for anything else because I've been using my hands to rub it on the turkey. So I don't really want to use the butter for anything else since it's kind of got the raw turkey on it. So this will be a very flavorful, a buttery flavor, which I love, to this. And like I said, hopefully this turns out well. But however it turns out, it'll be an adventure. Okay. And the extra I can stick on top of the beets so they get some of that buttery flavor as well. And let some of it drip into the cavity. All right. So let me just wash my hands real quick and then I will come back with the next step. Okay, so I have this whole lemon. Just want to add a little extra flavor. Squeeze in some lemon juice on top. And then I'm going to take the rest of it and stick it into the cavity with the rosemary and bay leaf to give it more aromatic flavor to it. Okay. So I want to take more of the thyme because, like I said, I love thyme. So thyme and lemon thyme. I'm gonna kind of pull off the stem and sprinkle around. And hopefully this will, again, I'm hoping this will all turn out well. I'm kind of just loosely basing this on how I made a turkey like years ago. Where I got the brining step down. And this part is just, you know, having fun with the seasoning, figuring out how to flavor it up. Again, I don't want to go too heavy on the herbs and spices. Well, I can go with these because I know that Rusty is okay with these flavors. I'm going to take the rest of it and stick it into the cavity so the aroma of the thyme and the rosemary and whatnot will kind of help seep in. And since I got these from the farmer's market, don't want to waste any of it. Hopefully it'll kind of just add just the right flavor to the turkey meat. And I mean, just to be safe, I won't give Rusty much of the skin, just so, just in case, you know, the flavoring is too intense for him. I'm just going to give him the actual meat chopped up for him. Okay, so I think that's it, really. I know it looks kind of funky, but, oh, I want to add a little cumin to it. One, because I really do love the flavor of cumin, and it's supposed to be good for you. And I want to try and, like, the basting part once it starts getting cooked. And this is the coriander. And like I don't want to baste it too much in terms of opening up and pouring the juice on it to kind of keep things going. But I do want to do it a little bit, but apparently that adds to the cooking time. So there's 13 and a half pounds. So I believe, if I checked correctly, this should take somewhere between 3 to 3.5 hours to cook. So what I'm gonna do is kind of tent it with aluminum foil, since I don't have like a lid for this container. So I'm just gonna cover it. Oh yeah, do it on both sides so that it kind of keeps the moisture in, and probably I'll cook it like this for about 3 hours, and then for the last half an hour I'll take this off so that the skin has a chance to have a deeper brown coating to it. Okay. So there we go. So I am ready to stick it in the oven and let it cook for 3.5 hours. Okay, so I will talk to you in a bit. This is the final product, and it looks pretty good. So I'm looking forward to trying it later. So I'm going to keep on cooking, and I will talk to you guys later. Bisous.